It was the night everyone in Crestwood High had been waiting for, prom night. Glittering chandeliers sparkled above the decorated gymnasium, and laughter filled the air like music. Every student had been preparing for weeks, from the perfect outfit to the perfect date, and the night promised magic. But for one girl, the night was more about surviving than celebrating. Her name was Lena Carter, the quiet transfer student who had joined Crestwood only 2 months ago. She wasn't like the others. She didn't chase attention, she didn't gossip, and she definitely didn't try to impress anyone. Her calm eyes hid something deeper, something strong and untamed. But nobody knew that yet. To them, she was just the new girl. The moment Lena stepped through the gym doors, heads turned. Her silver dress shimmered softly under the lights, elegant, simple, and pure. She wasn't trying to outshine anyone, yet she did without effort. She smiled politely as whispers trailed behind her. Who invited her? She doesn't even have a date. Why is she here? Lena had heard it all before. Being the new girl came with invisible scars, ones she'd learned to hide behind a calm expression. She took a deep breath, remembering her father's words before she left the house: keep your head high, Lena. Strength isn't loud, it's silent until needed. Across the room, the self-proclaimed royalty of Crestwood, Samantha, Tori, and Blake stood near the stage, basking in attention. Samantha, the prom queen favorite, spotted Lena almost instantly. Her glossy lips curved into a mocking smile. Look who decided to crash our night, she sneered, her friends giggling in sync. The invisible girl finally shows up. Lena pretended not to hear, heading to the refreshment table to grab a drink. But the bullies didn't let go that easily. Hey, Carter! Blake called out, blocking her path. He was tall, confident, and cruel, the kind of guy who thought popularity was power. You lost? The wallflowers usually bloom over there. He pointed to the corner where the shy kid sat quietly. Lena looked up at him, her eyes calm and unreadable. I'm fine here, she said softly, her voice polite but firm. Tori laughed. Oh, she talks now. Careful, guys, she might bore us to death. The group burst into laughter. The music blared, and yet the humiliation cut through it like a blade. But Lena didn't react, not yet. She simply turned away, walking toward a quieter spot near the stage where she could watch the dancing crowd from a distance. She could feel their eyes on her back. The whispers continued, but she focused on breathing. Inhale, exhale, calm. She had learned long ago that reacting gave bullies what they wanted, but Samantha wasn't satisfied. The queen bee thrived on attention, and tonight, she wanted a show. Guys, let's make this night unforgettable, Samantha whispered with a grin that could only mean trouble. As the night went on, Lena tried to enjoy herself, snapping a few pictures, smiling at the decorations, and watching the slow dances. She almost felt at peace until the MC announced, everyone, let's clear the floor for the prom queen dance. The crowd erupted with cheers. Samantha strutted forward, her sparkling gown glimmering like fire. Cameras flashed as she danced in the center, soaking in admiration. But then fate decided to turn. One of Samantha's friends accidentally nudged Lena toward the dance floor. Lena stumbled slightly, her heel catching the edge of a chair, and suddenly the spotlight hit her. The crowd murmured. Samantha's face twisted with irritation. Someone had stolen her light, even for a second. Oh, how perfect, she said loudly, her voice cutting through the chatter. The new girl wants to dance too. Maybe she can show us her moves. The laughter rippled again. Blake smirked, stepping behind Lena. Careful, princess, don't trip on your own pride. Lena didn't respond. But Samantha wasn't done. She wanted to break her completely. Come on, show us what you've got. Samantha jeered, snatching the drink from Lena's hand and spilling it across her dress. The crowd gasped, some laughing, others shocked. The cold liquid ran down Lena's gown. For a moment, she froze, not because she was afraid, but because she was holding herself back. Her fists clenched tightly at her sides. Her training, her discipline, screamed for control. Stay calm, Lena. Not here. Not yet. Whoops, Samantha said mockingly. Guess clumsy runs in your blood. Lena looked up, her gaze steady, calm, but piercing. Are you done? She asked quietly. The confidence in her tone silenced a few in the crowd. Samantha blinked, then smirked. Oh, she's got attitude now. Guess we'll have to teach her some manners. Before Lena could step back, Blake shoved her shoulder hard. She stumbled again, catching herself just before she fell. The music continued awkwardly as the crowd formed a circle, phones coming out to record "Knock her down," someone from the back yelled. The mob mentality was cruel. Blake grinned, with pleasure. His hand shot out, but this time, Lena moved. Her body shifted fluidly, instinctively. Her training took over. In one swift motion, she sidestepped, grabbed his wrist, and twisted. The move was effortless, almost invisible, yet Blake found himself flat on his back before he realized what had happened. The crowd gasped. Silence fell. Samantha's eyes widened, her perfect smile fading. What just happened? Lena stood still, breathing evenly, her calm restored. She looked around, her voice steady but strong. "I don't like hurting people," she said, "but I also don't like being pushed around." Tori muttered, she just flipped him." Blake groaned on the floor, his pride more bruised than his body, but Samantha wasn't backing down. Humiliation was her enemy, and she wouldn't lose in front of an audience. She took a step forward, face flushed with anger. "You think you're tough, new girl? You just made the biggest mistake of your life." Lena didn't flinch. "Maybe," she said quietly. "But you might want to ask your friend how it felt to underestimate me." The crowd erupted in murmurs, some in awe, some in shock. For the first time, the bullies were speechless, but just then, the gym doors opened and a tall figure entered. The lights caught his face, stern, composed, protective. It was Lena's father. He had come early to pick her up, sensing something might go wrong. His eyes fell on his daughter, standing in the middle of the crowd, the spilled drink glistening on her dress, and a boy groaning on the floor. "Elena," he said calmly, his voice deep but gentle. "Everything all right?" Lena nodded. "Yeah, Dad. Just handled something." He looked at the bullies, his gaze sharp enough to cut through guilt and arrogance. "Handled something," he repeated slowly. Then, turning to the crowd, "That's my daughter. State-level judo champion. And tonight, you all learned what respect really looks like." The crowd was silent. Samantha lowered her head, her arrogance melting into shame. Tori muttered something under her breath, and Blake stayed down, avoiding eye contact. Lena's father placed his coat around her shoulders, and together, they walked out calm, composed, and victorious. As they stepped into the quiet night air, Lena finally exhaled. Her father smiled softly. "See? Strength doesn't need to shout." She smiled back. "I know, Dad. But sometimes, it needs to stand." And in that moment, the bullied new girl became the symbol of courage for everyone watching.